Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about a really exciting announcement that Microids have made. For those of you who don't know, my favorite video game franchise is Syberia. I especially love the first two games. And on their website, Microids have just made an announcement regarding the remake of the first Syberia game. And I'm just going to read this excerpt, and after this we're going to look at some screenshots, and after that they released a teaser, like a 1-minute teaser, and we are going to watch that. I've already wishlisted the game on PlayStation 5. You can go ahead and wishlist it. I'm sure it is the same for other platforms. I'm gonna definitely go ahead and wishlist it on other platforms as well, just to support this game. So this one reads, more than 20 years after its original release, Syberia is reborn in a fully modernized version, rediscovers iconic locations and unforgettable characters through a stunning visual overhaul. So these sections are important. There's going to be a visual overhaul. So this is not necessarily a remaster, I feel like, even though it calls it a Syberia remaster. There's going to be a visual overhaul and redesigned gameplay and the same captivating storytelling that made it a classic. When I read the description on the PlayStation 5 game page, they also talked about redesigning and reimagining some of the puzzles in the game. So I feel like this is more of a remake rather than a remaster, but the core gameplay is still going to be there. Kate Walker, a brilliant lawyer from New York, is sent to a remote village in the French Alps to finalize the sale of an old automaton factory. But what begins as a routine assignment soon turns into an extraordinary journey across Eastern Europe and its snow-covered landscapes. This part kind of confused me because we only see snow-covered landscapes in Syberia 2. So initially I thought this was going to be a repackaged version of the first and the second game where they were going to be sold together. It is mainly about the first one. Accompanied by Oscar, a loyal and one-of-a-kind automaton, Kate sets out to explore mysterious and forgotten places filled with eccentric characters as she follows the trail of Hans Vorarlberg, a genius inventor pursuing a seemingly impossible dream, finding the last living mammoths on the mythical island of Syberia. An unexpected, thrilling, and deeply emotional voyage that will challenge everything she thought she knew. First released in 2002, literally 23 years ago, Syberia became a reference in the adventure game genre. Yeah, we all know about what these are. So now, I haven't looked at any of the screen captures and I haven't watched the trailer. I just knew there was a trailer actually now, so I'm really excited to know what the screenshots are like. So this is literally my first time seeing what the screenshots are like. So I'm sorry for all the advertisements. I could not close them. It's a web page. It's filled with advertisements. And this is on Gematsu. I couldn't find the original one on Microids. Maybe there are screenshots there, but yeah. Anyway, so this is obviously the hotel in Valadiland. This is the first place you visit, and design-wise, I mean, I pretty much memorized every scene of Syberia, the first game, as it is my most favorite one. And seeing this is just incredible. I would literally play the game, get to this first area, and just leave it on and read like exam papers and stuff. So these are what they look like from different perspectives. Have you seen this landscape before? Have you seen the screen? I think we have. This is obviously the table where Momo was fiddling with different gears, and this also becomes like these gear pieces also become important for a puzzle later in the game. This is Valadiland. Oh, it looks incredible. I love how the weather is cloudy because obviously when you first start playing the game it's raining, and this is the Vorarlberg train station that's in the Vorarlberg house, like next to it. This is the factory floor where you first meet Oscar. Yeah, this is obviously the Vorarlberg mansion. You don't get into here in the first game, but you do visit inside the mansion in kind of like a memory scene in the second game. So I don't think we will get to see it in the first one. This is probably the area where you go to get the mammoth doll. It is kind of the pathway in the forest. And this is the Vorarlberg crypt. You go in there to get a newspaper telling the story of how the Hans Vorarlberg died, or like how he fake died. And this is how Kate looks in the remake. I could have shown all of these in the bigger version. I do have comments regarding how Kate looks. Honestly, I think they made Kate look a little bit like Megan Fox, because the way I saw Kate is always like how she appeared in the first two games. The defining features for Kate for me are obviously the beauty mark here, although I would have expected it to be a bit lower on her lip. Huge pronounced cheekbones and kind of upward trending upper lip. Those were the defining features of Kate Walker for me. Obviously her hairstyle and the way she dresses as well as how she looks, but I don't remember her having blue eyes. Certainly not in the first two games. I think they changed that in the third one, and on the fourth one they just build up on it, and now you can see the blue eyes like really pronounced. I don't know, I'm kind of in the middle about how she looks. I mean, developers are free to adjust how characters look, but continuity wise, I feel like I would have connected with the series better if Kate retained her prior features that were seen in the first two games. Oscar looks great. He's very believable because he's an automaton, and you cannot really take that many liberties with his design. His design is pretty much set, although they've done this body swap thing on the fourth game in the world before. I liked his new design, but I didn't like his voice actor. Coming into the voice acting, I think as long as Sharon Mann reprises her role as Kate Walker, I'm going to be happy, because I associated Kate Walker with Sharon Mann so much that I would go to Sharon Mann's YouTube page and watch her reels for voice acting work, and I would only hear Kate Walker. And I did not like Oscar's voice actor in the fourth game because he had a British accent, but like Oscar never had a British accent to begin with. He was assembled in Valladolid, which is in the French Alps, and the other people in the town did not speak French. They spoke English, but they didn't speak English with an English accent, so I think the voice actor took too many liberties there. I'm really excited to watch the trailer for this. It's a teaser, it's not a trailer. From how the screenshots look, I think the bulk of the game, like the skeleton or how the game plays, is going to remain the same, but this is more like a visual overhaul, and maybe they will get rid of some of the bugs that were in the original game, or they're going to make certain sections make more sense. I'm not expecting them to make huge changes in the story, but I'm gonna watch the trailer and then I'm going to make some commentaries about what I expect them to do. Here's the teaser and let's watch it together.
Peggy 7.
Okay, there we go. This is Oscar. It may be too
There are
loud.
memories meant to be brought back.
Wait. Is this not Sharon Mann? I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, but this doesn't sound like Kate Walker. Oh no. Oh no! Do we have subtitles? Subtitles are not available, I'm sorry.
Encounters never to be forgotten.
Hello, Kate Walker.
Okay. I feel like it's confirmed. Oscar sounds the same. I hope so.
And adventures that should never end.
That amazing music. Okay, wait, our first scene. Alright, so the gameplay is overhauled. So now you have like free floating camera and the building, and that looks incredible, man. Like, when my friend told me about this, I was over the moon. This is my favorite series of all time by a long margin. So seeing this reimagined means so much to me. Okay, I want to watch more. Benyo Sokal, let's go. Okay. I see what they're doing. If Sharon is not coming back, I don't know how I would feel about it. Okay, let's look at each scene. This is pretty much the factory, and this is Oscar. We heard his original voice actor. So are they going to use the same voice lines? This could be the case, because when they repackaged Until Dawn, they added certain extra scenes, but I remember watching it, I didn't play it. Those extra scenes did not have any original voice recordings, so they may make a case where they just use the original voice files, because Oscar's voice actor did not reprise his role in the third or the fourth game. So seeing his original voice actor reprising his role would be a little bit unusual. Oscar looks amazing, just like how I would expect him to look. That looks incredible, and they saved a huge portion of the teaser for it. And this is Vladilan. It looks amazing. Visually, it's very stunning. But I feel like this is just a cutscene, because when we go to gameplay, first of all, I was very worried because this looks very blurry, and it makes me think this is just a test build, They're like just testing the engine. The character is obviously the Kate from Syberia, the world before. She looks exactly the same. She just has a new outfit. And the fourth game and the first game are not too apart from each other. So using the same model would help with continuity. And I feel like this game was built in the same engine as the world before engine. I don't know which one that is. It's probably Unity. But okay, Vladilan is recreated. We don't really see the bakery. Is that the bakery? I don't really recognize them. This looks like the building where you would find like well, you don't really see my mouse, so it doesn't make any sense when I point at certain stuff. This is basically the side of the church that you go into. Visually, I think they have a lot of catching up to do, because the original game looks amazing. So just recreating the environment in a modern engine, I think would not cut it for me, because there was so much visual flair in the first game, and the recreated locations need to recapture that magic. This is the forest. This is probably it's not probably, it has to be the one where you pick up the mammoth doll. And this section is where you do the bell puzzle to get to the crypt. This is the factory floor where you assemble Oscar's legs. It's faithfully recreated. Yeah, this is the section where you're going to contact the notary, Mr. Alphalter, and it needs to read the fax that was sent from Marston and Lormont Associates. Yeah, I know the whole game basically. This is pretty new. Okay, I didn't notice this when I was watching it for the first time. You have your suitcase. The model for it is different. In the original game, your suitcase was brown. But one of the columns, or one of the problems, inconsistencies in Syberia 1 is that you would have your luggage. You would go into the hotel with your luggage. it would be transported. Well, the clerk or the owner would take your luggage up to your room, and then it wouldn't leave your room. And by the time where you were supposed to leave Valladolid, and you have your like train ready, everything's ready, and your suitcase and your coat would magically appear in the train, but you wouldn't go back to the hotel to pick it back up. That was one of the inconsistencies. So I feel like they added a section where you have to physically go to the hotel and pick up the suitcase. I think this is what that is. Or maybe you need to open up your luggage and pick something up from inside. I don't know. So this is a new puzzle. I don't know what this one is about. Maybe it's about the factory floor where you have to do more of an intricate puzzle to construct Oscar's legs, because the original one was a bit of an ambiguous puzzle, but it can also be something else where you have, like, it can be a puzzle where you have to do at the notary. I cannot quite tell because it's a table, but I feel like this could be at the notary, or maybe it's an entirely new section, which I doubt that it is. This is the first puzzle that you do. It's in the hotel. This is a crypt. So this game is announced to be released in Q4 of 2025. We are already at the middle, almost at the middle of 2025, and I think they're going to aim to release this for the holiday season of 2025. They had the original release date for Syberia the World Before right around December, because they want to make it until that point. Holiday time is a great time to sell games, obviously, and a lot of games sell during that period. And I think they are going to target that period. But if you remember what happened with the World Before, the game was delayed, and it, I think, came out in either February or March. I believe they recently started working on this. Like, when you see cutscenes, you don't see any interactions. You see the locations, which is admittedly the majority of the work, but I feel like you just see running, you see some puzzle pieces, but you don't really see any interactions, you don't see any action cutscenes. So I think this has been in development maybe for like since the beginning of 2025. I feel like once they wrapped up Amazon, the remake for that, all the stuff was moved to this project, and now they're working on this full time, and they're aiming to finish this by the end of 2025. The thing is, the first Syberia is not a long game. The whole game can be finished in like 2 hours if you know what you're doing. But there are only 4 locations that you go to: Valladolid, Barokstadt, Komkosgrad, and Arelbad. And if you count the space compound, Cosmodrome, that's like a 5th location for you. But then you go back to Arelbad, and that's where you end the game. So there aren't many locations to, construct. Obviously, all the locations are more detailed. Barokstadt is like very big, but Komkolsgrad is not that huge to begin with, and you don't do a lot in Komkolsgrad. You can think of Komkolsgrad and the space compound as like one place, since they're in the same location. Arelbad, yeah, admittedly it has more scenes to make, but compared to what Syberia the World Before offered, the scenes are, although very iconic, they are very limited. So I believe they're planning to finish this by the end of 2025. It all comes down to how fast the production continues and how smooth it goes. If they don't see any bumps on the road, they can release it on time. I am for them taking all the time they need to make sure this game release is amazing, because this is going to be a day one purchase for me. I hope they physically release it as well. And I'm just seeing right at the bottom that the scene that they showed says it is not final footage. So I believe it's an early build. and it is announced for PlayStation 5, not 4, which is interesting, Xbox Series X and S, and also Steam. I think they could have gotten away with releasing this on PlayStation 4 because, I mean, adventure games are not that demanding. If they are able to code this properly, it should run without any problems. If the game is delayed, it's going to come out, I believe, early, like Q1 of 2026. And this is pretty much a confirmation that a Syberia 2 remake is going to happen, or remaster, whatever you call it. I think it is better to call this a remaster, but it is a remaster that's very close to a remake, since they already have the engine, the characters designed. It wouldn't really take them a lot of time to remake them. I think voice recordings are going to be the same. Maybe they will use the same ones. You know, the original ones were recorded in 2002. Who knows if they still have them, but I would really like Sharon Mann to reprise her role as Kate Walker. This teaser makes me feel kind of concerned. The descriptive lines is a work that she's accustomed to doing. She does commercials, she does some acting on the side, she speaks French and English, and she's amazing in both of those languages, so it was kind of concerning to hear another voice actor. I need to dig in more and see if she reprises her role. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end the video. Thank you so much if you watched up until this point. Since you stuck with me till the end, I'm going to show you guys an actress that actually looks quite a lot like Kate Walker. Consider this my gift to you for sticking with me till the end of the video. This is a Turkish actress, and she has acted in many famous series, and I think she would be a perfect cast for a live-action Syberia film. I think Syberia format can really work in a movie format, so maybe Microids should consider that. Maybe they would do a fun project, and I think she would be a really good candidate to play that role. Thank you so much for watching this video with me. I'm so excited for this game to come out, and I'm going to do a YouTube playthrough series of this game. I haven't done for the first game, although I wanted to do it for the longest time. Now that a remaster is coming out, it is going to give me the perfect excuse to play through it. And you can be sure that I'm going to buy this game on every platform possible. I mean, I have the first two games even on my iPad at this point, and I can never get tired of playing these games. I've played them many times, watched many YouTubers play through them, and I'm really excited for this new Syberia game that we are getting. I hope we get new games in the future as well. Please make sure to, wishlist this game on every platform that you're on and support the devs, because I think they really care about this project and it's a passion project. I wish Benio Sokal was still with us to see the remastered release, but we are able to enjoy this series thanks to his creative endeavors. Until I see you guys in another video, please take care.